I mean, obviously, defending a cup is one thing, but one of the challenges working in new people, new faces, and just seeing what's going to mesh for this year?
Yeah, I think so. When you look at our depth, I think our team's even deeper this year than we were last year. And for the guys that we lost due to free agency or, different teams around the world, we replaced them with some really quality people. So we got some guys that we signed that should provide a bit more offense than last year. So I'm really excited for it. This is the first day of training camp. It went really well. The guys all looked really good. And usually when you go through the first day, there's usually some players that stick out that probably shouldn't be here. It wasn't the case. Everybody looked great.
Just, going through last year, how do you, obviously one of the big strengths was the culture and kind of the mentality of the team. How do you start to lay some of that groundwork for that team?
Well, it starts today, just the interaction with the players, having myself and the assistants going through the room, getting to know the guys. We talked about it with the players already in our meeting. We have a family-type atmosphere. It's always worked well for me, like wherever I went. Once the season gets started, we're going to kick off with our annual pig roast to get the guys out, the girls and their wives and their families, and get to know them on a personal level. But it's an everyday process trying to build that culture, and it starts today. And we have a lot of returning players that know what it's all about. And just from talking to the new guys up in Washington and the guys that are here, they understand what it's all about to be a Hershey Bear, live in this community, and play for this hockey club. So the people that we bring in are all character people, and that certainly does help.
Last year, the leadership on the team was a big thing, and no matter who we asked, it was always like there's a whole bunch of leaders in that role. Some of those leaders are gone, like Mason Morelli, things like that. But Logan Day is back. Guys that now have been with the team a full year. Have you noticed a change in kind of like the dynamic now that Logan Day is going to be looked at as a leader for some of the new guys on this roster?
There's not really a big change. The guys that are new are blending in, and actually a lot of the players that we've signed to play here have good leadership qualities. It's one thing to sign a good hockey player, but we want to sign good people, and that's a start. That's the foundation of having a good culture, is having good character people in that room. Because when the times get tough, as we saw last year, the character and the leadership in the room shines.
Coach, I know it was a short off season. I mean, how many people did you hear from? How long did the congratulations last? And did you hear from some people you hadn't heard from in a long time? I mean, to win a Calder Cup like that.
Well, it's a 4-hour flight home from Palm Desert, and I was on my phone the whole time replying to everybody that messaged me. And, I heard from people that I haven't normally heard from for quite a while. Obviously, with the way that the Game 7 went, all the drama, it was pretty exciting. And so, as soon as I walked into the office after getting off the ice, I still kept on seeing my phone blowing up. And it's a nice feeling, when people reach out and say congratulations. And I definitely heard from some people I haven't heard from in years.
You mentioned you touched on the operation in D.C. Not many, we were talking a little bit about that Hershey, not Hershey South, but you know what I mean, like that, the way that they work with Spencer and all the different wags is there, all those different connections, not just winning a cup, but the comfort level for a lot of the guys that know Spencer and Coach Carberry, that up and down. How do you think that dynamic is going to improve or be, when it comes to that?
Well, I think it's going to be great. I really do. We talked to some guys that got sent down here from Washington to come down here to play in Hershey, and it was from a new player that we haven't coached. And, he just expressed how great the camp was, what a great experience. The people were all fantastic. It didn't matter if you're slotted to go to South Carolina or Hershey or wherever. The veterans up there were very welcoming, and he noticed that because he went to other NHL camps and it wasn't like that. It was cliquey. It's not like that with the Washington Capitals. It was a great experience for a lot of these players, and I think having Spencer up there, knowing a lot of the players know him, there is a sense of comfort. There is. Like you're not going to a situation where the coach is trying to figure out who you are, what kind of player you are. He has an idea of the type of team he wants to coach, and so right now it's a very competitive camp up there. There's a lot of guys pushing for spots.
You mentioned the quality of people that you sign, just as people in general, not necessarily as hockey players. Does that kind of roster turnover help keep that chip on the shoulder, because those guys weren't champs last year? So having them in the locker room, they're hungry to bring a championship and a cup back here.
You know what, works both ways. The guys that won the championship last year, they have an obligation to these new guys coming in to give them a chance to win a championship. And the new guys coming in the locker room, they have an obligation to make sure that we reach that goal again. So it works both ways, but the new guys coming in are excited. Let's face it, it's a great place to play, great fans. We get treated well here, and they put together a team that always gives us a chance to win every night. Doesn't matter who we have in the lineup. And there's going to be some really tough decisions being made about who's playing and who's not, because from what I saw out there today, and there's still a lot of people that are going to be sent down from Washington, but what I saw today was like there was no really weak link out there. You know, everybody is working hard, everybody can skate, some good talented players. So it's a good position to be in to make these tough decisions. That means that we're going to be a pretty good hockey team.
All right, thank you, Nelly.
All right, thank you.